Napa know-how.
The Napa guy knows not to judge a man by his car's multicolored paint job or absence of modern gadgetry. Who cares if it's technically old enough to vote and the windows are powered by the strength of your left arm? Your monthly payment is zero, and it'll stay that way. Because with over 500,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep anything on the road. She may not be pretty, but she's all yours. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
Welcome to No BS Job Search Advice Radio. I'm Jeff Altman, the big game hunter, and I coach people and organizations to play big. And I used to be a recruiter for more than 40 years, filled more than 1,200 full-time positions, plus a lot of consulting assignments. And now I coach people into their new roles. And being clear, I'm not a recruiter any longer. I'm a coach who helps make this happen a lot faster for you. This is episode 777 of No BS Job Search Advice Radio, and this is a nice little show, and it answers a question. Why does every employer ask what my current salary is? Hope you find it helpful. It does explain a lot. It also applies to recruiters, by the way. You'll understand why in a second. And I hope you give it 5 stars on iTunes, and after you listen to the show, go enjoy the weekend and have a great day. Now let's get going. And the question I received was, why does every employer ask about my current salary during a job interview? Now, I want to give employers and recruiters a certain benefit of the doubt, but there's a second reason that doesn't deserve the benefit of the doubt. The one that does is it's a time saver for everyone. After all, and I'm just going to pick ridiculous numbers. If you say you're looking for 180 and a position is paying 130, why would they want to continue interviewing you if there's no reason that there's no way that the two of you could come together, because they're not going to pay as much as you're currently earning. Another reason is around salary expectations. Every organization likes to get a benchmark for where a person is and what they're looking for. So they'll say, so what are you making? I'm making 130. How much are you looking for? 180. Boing. And this is the one where it's a lot less about you and more about them. You see, institutions have guidelines, which really are rules, not guidelines, but they call them guidelines, about the percentage increases that they'll offer someone. Now, I know there are exceptions in the way of firms and how they conduct themselves, but most large and mid-sized organizations work with percentage increases. Now, it makes a certain amount of sense in non-sales roles. After all, if you're at a manager level and they're interviewing you for director level, you don't really have the experience, but you want to be paid as a director, so their thinking becomes, okay, he'll compromise on salary so that they can get the experience, and then we'll up he or she later on. So, there's that non-subtle thing. The real one is the latter. It's about control. It's about being in a situation where they get a sense of what you're currently earning and whether your expectations are realistic and whether they can fit into their guidelines, not because of any altruism. It's a control thing that organizations do. It makes perfect sense, except when it affects you and they start saying, well, you're making 130. Our guidelines say we will offer a 4 to 7% increase on top of base salary and not look at your real value in a market. That's where you ultimately have the choice as to whether or not you accept the offer. They may have a 4 to 7% guideline, but your value is, just simply saying 160. Hold out. Find an organization that will pay you properly. Your goal is not to sell cheap, but to sell value, because trust me, there comes at a time where regardless of whether you're cheap or expensive, they're going to look around the room and go, okay, we got to cut some heads. We got to lay off some people. Okay, him. And what you're being paid will only help you because you'll be able to bank some more money. So that's today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, here are a few other ways that we can connect with one another. The first one is if you're an executive and interested in one-on-one coaching, email me at jeffoltman@thebiggamehunter.us. In the subject line, put the word coaching, so this way I know what it's about. Next, if you're not an executive, the best way to reach out to me is through jobsearchcoachinghq.com. There I have curated information from around the web that you can watch, listen to, read, primarily my own information, but again, there's some stuff from other people that's there with their permission. Also, if we are not connected on LinkedIn, send a connection request to me at linkedin.com/IN/the-big-game-hunter. Mention that you listen to the show because I love to hear from people who listen to the show. It just puts a big smile on my face, which reminds me, Facebook. Connect with me on Facebook. Look for Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and give me 5 stars. Subscribe to the page. You'll get lots of information sent to you daily with different pieces of advice for you. And lastly, because I don't really mention this on the show all that much, in addition to job search coaching, I do executive and what I call business life coaching. Business life coaching, where I work with self-employed people who have a lunatic for a boss. People like your wife, husband, partner, friends of yours who may be either wrestling with something in their business and need an advisor to work with, or people who are doing extremely well and they need to have someone to talk with because business is just exploding for them. So again, reach out to me through jeffoltman@thebiggamehunter.us. I'll get back to you. We'll figure out a time to speak, and I look forward to helping you. Hope you enjoyed this again, and have a great day. Take care.
Napa know-how.
A Napa guy knows more isn't always better, unless we're talking about full-size vans. These beasts do more than get you from A to B. They have so much space a man can live in it. With shag carpeting, waterbed, and a sweet lava lamp, these mobile abodes have all the comforts of home. With quality parts and plenty of Napa know-how, you can keep the original tiny house running longer, stronger. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.